So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he told Umar not to do anything, just to leave Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. So when Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul's son heard about this, that when Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, he has a son, who also was part of the Sahaba, but he was not a hypocrite. He was a really good Muslim, and his name was also Abdullah. So his name was Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. So when the son Abdullah heard that his father said that when they get to Medina, those who has honor would kick those who has no honor. When he heard that, he went to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And when he heard that the surah even came down, he went to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam because he heard the rumor that his father's gonna get executed. He's gonna be killed. So he went straight to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He said, "Oh Prophet, I heard that you're gonna execute my father for what he said. So, but if you are going to do it, please let me do it, because I cannot stand anyone else from any other tribe to kill my own father, because that would create animosity between me and those anyone who kill him, even though he deserved to be killed. But this is the mentality of Jahiliyyah, because if every time I see that person who killed my fathers, I can't hold back. So meaning I'm gonna have to retaliate. So I would rather you appoint me, if you want if he has to be executed according to Islam, then let me be the executioner. Meaning, let me be the one who's gonna kill my own father, because I don't want anyone else to kill my father. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam replied, said to this man, he said, "Don't worry about it. We're not gonna kill your father, and you have to be good to him. As long as he lives among us, nobody's gonna touch him, and you have to be good to him." Allahu Akbar. Prophet is telling Abdullah to be kind and to be good to his father, even though his father is the head of the hypocrite. But still, Abdullah, he was still angry against his father, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. So before they get to Medina, he went to his father. He said, "Since you said this word, that once you get to Medina, you're gonna kick those who are dishonorable. You're gonna kick them out. Since you said that, you are not going to the Medina." He stopped his own father to enter Medina. Allahu Akbar. He said, "You are not going to enter Medina till Prophet give a permission for you to enter." Allahu Akbar. And Prophet said, "Don't worry about him. Let him enter Medina." His own son prevent him to enter Medina. Allahu Akbar. And his son, lived on even after Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam passed away. The son Abdullah, he lived on and became a great Muslim. Not Ubay ibn Salul. Ubay ibn Salul's son is a good Muslim, and he's the one who prevent his own father, the hypocrite, to enter Medina. He was a great, so Abdullah, the son, lived on even after Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he died as a shaheed in the battle of Rida, in the time of Abu Bakr. In the time of Abu Bakr, that's when this son, the son of the head of the hypocrite, he passed away as a shaheed in the battle of Rida in the time of Abu Bakr Khilafah. So, so when you look at the outcome of this incident, it revealed, or it completely exposed now this hypocrite, the leader of the hypocrite, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. So everyone knows now that he is truly a hypocrite. He doesn't like Islam. The Quran even confirmed that with Surah Al-Munafiqun. So now the fact that he's been exposed, so he's still looking for any opportunity to still destroy Islam, because everyone knows exactly who he is. Now he's looking for any opportunity to destroy Islam. With that in mind, then you understand exactly what happened. So that's when he's going to create the third incident we're going to talk about. which is the slander of our mother, the mother of the believer, Aisha radiallahu anha, the wife of Prophet. He's going to accuse her of something horrible. Inshallah, we're going to get to that. But that would be our third incident. But inshallah, since I said I'm going to go quickly over Surah Al-Munafiqun, let's just do that quickly and then we'll come back to the third incident, inshallah, if we have enough time. And if we don't, then inshallah, we're going to go to the third incident in our next video. So Allah revealed this Surah Al-Munafiqun regarding this man, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, what he did. So, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاءك المنافقون قالوا نشهد إنك لرسول الله والله يعلم إنك لرسوله والله يشهد إن المنافقين لكاذبون. When the hypocrites comes to you, O Muhammad, they said, we bear witness that you are most surely Allah's messenger. And Allah knows that you are most surely his messenger. Allah knows that. And Allah bear witness that the hypocrites are surely liars. Meaning they said you're a messenger, but deep down they lie. Meaning they don't even believe that you're a messenger, even though Allah knows you are his messenger. But this hypocrite, they're just saying with things, with their tongues, but inside what, they don't mean it. Then Allah continues, اتخذوا أيمانهم جنة فسدوا عن سبيل الله إنهم ساء ما كانوا يعملون. They make their oaths a shelter, meaning they swear, they take their swearing, they oath as a shield. They take that as a shield and to turn away from Allah's way. Surely evil is that which they do. What they do is purely evil. ذلك بأنهم آمنوا ثم كفروا فطبع على قلوبهم فهم لا يفقهون. That is because they believe, then disbelieve, so a seal is set up on their hearts so that they do not understand. Meaning they used to be a believer at the beginning and then they become kafir, they become hypocrites, and their heart becomes sealed. Meaning they're not going back to Islam, their heart is sealed completely. So no iman would come to their heart anymore. So that means their faith is done. Then Allah continues, وَإِذَا رَأَيْتُهُمْ تعجبك أجسامهم وإن يقولوا تسمع لقولهم كأنهم خشب مسندة يحسبون كل صيحة عليهم هم العدو فاحذرهم قاتلهم الله أنى يؤفكون. Allah said, and when you see them, their person, meaning their personality, will please you. Their personality will please you when you see the munafiqun. And if they speak, you would listen to their speech. That's how eloquent they speak. Their speech is eloquent. When they talk, you listen to them. They are as if they were big pieces of wood. When their resemble is as if, even though when you look at them physically, their personality impress you, and when they talk, their speech impress you, but yet they're like just like a big piece of wood. Their resemblance is like a big piece of wood clad with garments. They think every cry to be against them. That's what the hypocrite said, because they're not truly Muslim. So for every time they hear an ayah, they became afraid because they think the ayah is coming against them and the ayah is talking about them to expose, their flaws. So because of that, for everything they heard, they scare. They would think everything is, every cry is against them. They are the enemy. These people are the truly enemy. Therefore, beware of them. Be careful of them. May Allah destroy them. Allah is cursed. Allah is completely cursed them now. So may Allah destroy them once they are turned back. Allahu Akbar. وإذا قيل لهم تعالوا يستغفر لكم رسول الله لووا رؤوسهم ورأيتهم يسدون وهم مستكبرون. And when it is said to them, come to the messenger of Allah, will ask forgiveness of you, meaning comes to the Prophet ﷺ, so that way Prophet could ask Allah to forgive you. This is what they said. They turn their back and their heads, and you may see them turning away while they are big with pride, meaning they would turn their back. If every time people call them to come, they come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that way Prophet could ask Allah to forgive you. Instead of coming, they would just turn their back with pride and arrogance. Allahu Akbar. So, sawa'un alayhim, sawa'un alayhim astaghfarta lahum am lam tastaghfir lahum lan yaghfir Allahu lahum inna Allah la yahdi al-qawm al-fasiqin. It is alike to them whether you beg for forgiveness for them or do not beg for forgiveness for them. Allah would never forgive these people. Allahu Akbar. So Allah is telling Prophet, whether you ask for forgiveness or you don't ask for forgiveness, I'm not going to forgive them. Allahu Akbar. So Allah would not forgive them. Surely Allah does not guide the transgressing people. Those who transgress, Allah will not guide them. هم الذين يقولون لا تنفقوا على من عند رسول الله حتى ينفضوا ولله خزائن السماوات والأرض. هم الذين يقولون لا تنفقوا على من عند رسول الله حتى ينفضوا ولله خزائن السماوات والأرض ولكن المنافقين لا يفقهون. This is exactly another quote from Abdullah ibn Ubay Salul. Allah quote him again. Allah said, they're the one who said, do not spend upon those who are with the Prophet ﷺ until they break up. And Allah's are treasure, and Allah's treasures of the heavens and the earth, but the hypocrites do not understand. Meaning Allah has the treasure of the heaven and the earth. This hypocrite would say to the other hypocrites, why are you spending money on this migrant, on this immigrant? Why are you giving your wealth to them? Why are you giving them a shelter? If you stop giving them money or you stop sharing your wealth, they're going to break up and they're going to return. And Allah is quoting the same thing that Abdullah ibn Ubay Salul. Allah said, they're the one who said this word, that do not spend for those who are with the Prophet ﷺ, meaning the migrant, because if you stop spending, they're going to break apart and they're going to leave because they don't have anything. They won't have no food, they won't have no shelters or anything. So because of that, they will just leave. Allahu Akbar. And Allah own the treasure of the heaven and the earth. So Allah continues. يقولون لئن رجعنا إلى المدينة ليخرجن الأعز منها الأذل ولله العزة ولرسوله وللمؤمنين ولكن المنافقين لا يعلمون. And Allah said, they said, meaning the same thing. He's quoting Ubay ibn Salul again. He said, they said, if we return to Medina, the mighty will surely drive out the meaner therefrom, meaning the honorable people would kick out those who has no honors. And to Allah belongs the might, and to his messengers, and to the believers, meaning the izzah, the honor, actually belongs to Allah, and it belongs to the Prophet, and it belongs to the believer, not those people who think they are the most honorable, meaning the hypocrites. Allahu Akbar. ولكن المنافقين لا يعلمون. But the hypocrites do not know that. They don't know that Allah is the one who possesses the izzah, the honor. The izzah belongs to the Prophet, the izzah belongs to the believer. The munafiqun, they don't know that. Ya Allah, and Allah continue. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم عن ذكر الله ومن يفعل ذلك فأولئك هم الخاسرون وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول رب لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكون من الصالحين ولن يؤخر الله نفسا إذا جاء أجلها والله خبير بما تعملون. And Allah conclude the surah with this beautiful ayah by reminding the believers, don't be like a hypocrite who are saying, hold your money and don't spend it, but rather spend your money and spend your wealth, because your money, at some point, you're going to leave your money and you're going to pass away. So don't think your son, your offspring, your daughters, your sons, and your monies, do not let those things turn you away from Allah. Allahu Akbar. So that's what Allah said. Allah said, to conclude it, He said, "O you who believe, let not your wealth or your children divert you from the remembrance of Allah. And whoever does that, those are the losers. And spend out of what Allah has given you before death comes to you, to one of you, before death comes to one of you, so that he should say, Oh my Lord, please, please give me some time, respite me a little bit to a near terms, meaning give me a time so that way I could spend my money, so that I should have given, zakat, I could give sadaqah, and been with the doers of the good deeds." And Allah said, Allah does not respite a soul, meaning Allah does not delay any soul when the appointed comes, when the appointed terms comes, and Allah is aware of what you do. Allahu Akbar. And the surah is concluded in this. So this is just a brief explanations, or translation about the surah, so that way you could link it with the seerah. So just to conclude this video, and so because of this, when Prophet ﷺ spared Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul's life, he didn't kill him or anything. And then because of this, when the surah came down, Surah Al-Munafiqun, many of the hypocrites who were following Ubay ibn Salul, some of them became Muslim, because now they know this is truly a great religion. How does Allah knows all this? That means this religion, it's not coming from Muhammad, but rather it's coming from Allah. Because every time they hide something, Allah reveals surah. Every time the hypocrite hides something, Allah exposes it. That's how they know. Some of them who are truly, uh, 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 sincere, they find out that Islam is true. So some of them embrace Islam and leave the hypocrisy. So when they declare the Islam, the Prophet ﷺ, that they're truly Muslim now, they understand exactly what they were doing is wrong. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them. And then Prophet ﷺ called Umar and he said, Umar, do you remember when the time you told me to kill Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul? This is exactly why I didn't kill him. Because if I killed him when you told me, the people who were supporting him would become the enemy. They would not understand. They would just take over. They would be the one who would spread hypocrisy, because they know Abdullah is no longer here. Ibn Salul is no longer here. So we're going to take his place and spread hypocrisy. So it would be even more problem. So, but now that Quran revealed about him, these hypocrites knew they're following the wrong person. So they became a real Muslim. And even if I tell them now, the Prophet is telling to Umar, the Prophet said, even if even if I said to this hypocrite who just revert, if I just told them now to kill Abdullah ibn Ubay Salud, they'll just do it. To blink an eye. Why? Because now they're convinced that Islam is true and this man is the wrong guy. They would follow the order, and this is why. Allahu Akbar. And then Umar said, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam opinion is always far superior than my own opinion. So, oh, Prophet, you know better than me. Your decision is always far superior than my own opinion. Allahu Akbar. So, because of this, the fuqaha, the scholars, the Islamic scholars, you know, they withdraw, they derive, this type of law in Islamic law. That's called maslaha. Maslaha mean to it's a reconciliation, meaning when two people are fighting, you find a middle ground to bring them together, so that way to compromise between two groups. It's called maslaha. Even men and women, the husband and wife, sometimes when they're fighting and they come to Imam would do maslaha between them. He would reconciliate between them, meaning he would tell the wife, okay, this is something you do. Could you at least, come compromise a little bit, and the man also compromise a little bit, so that way you could have a peace in your home. So that's called maslaha. So that's what Prophet ﷺ did here. He knew the far damage killing Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, how damaged, even though he deserved to be killed, but he knew how far damage it could put in Islam at that time. Rather than just leave him alone and let people see his true color later on, and they're going to leave him by himself. They're going to leave him with hypocrisy. It's, so Prophet has that wisdom. So he did maslaha, but unfortunately, you would see some scholars. I wouldn't even call scholars. Some progressive people, or so-called those who are trying to standardize or modernize Islam or whatever. They would they would take a Quranic text. Quran said one thing completely clear, and then they were trying to overshadow with something called maslaha. No, that's absolutely not acceptable. It's not permissible. Every time Quran says something clear, it stay clear. Every time one hadith, authentic hadith says something clear, it stay clear. There's no maslaha when it comes to those. But the only time maslaha come, the only time reconciliations come as a law is in the absence of Quran and in the absence of hadith. Let's say if there's an issue in society, or there's an issue between men and women or whatever, then there's no like a Quranic version to clear that problem. I mean, to that clearly talk about that problem, or there's no authentic hadith that clear talk about that problem. Then the maslaha comes at that point. I don't know if you get it. So the maslaha only come in the absence of Quranic clear verse, or the absence of authentic hadith clear verse. Because sometimes you would find that a lot. Especially nowadays, there are certain new things that are always popping, new things coming in this life, because we're living in a new generation. You always find something new here and there. So if you don't know the Islamic law about that particular thing, you go to a scholar. He would take that things and see if there's a Quranic verses that address that thing, that new thing. If there's no Quranic direct verses, and then he would go to hadith. And if there's no authentic hadith that directly address that thing, then they would see what is the maslaha, meaning what could be the best thing that could fit in this, fit into this problem, or that could pretty much help this problem, solve. So that's those who are the judges, and those who are scholars, those they use this wisdom to pretty much solve many problems, or maslaha, meaning reconciliations. Especially you would see this in sociology, and even those who are do counseling. Like they would talk to people, the true couple, who always fighting, in their marital problem, whatever, who always fighting in the they always fight over nothing, not literally nothing. Sometimes, sometimes the man's asking for his right, sometimes the woman asking for her right, but and no one want to budge. So if you go to a judge or a counselor or whatever, or even a psychology or whatever, or so they use the term, that's what they use, the maslaha, you know. But if it's something that the woman is doing completely wrong, and if whatever she's doing is wrong, if it's in Quran, there's no maslaha on that. No, you would tell her the Quranic verses, this is what you're doing wrong. If the man is doing something wrong, you would give him the Quranic version, this is what you're doing wrong. And same thing that goes with the hadith. But if there's no Quranic version, I mean Quranic verses that address that particularly directly, or hadith that address that directly, then maslaha comes in, and so that way both party could compromise, and so that way there could be a peace and harmony in their union. So inshallah, with the third incident, I'm just gonna give like the overview. Inshallah, the next video we're gonna talk about the third incident. But the third incident, so this third incident is the slander of Aisha radiallahu anha, that she committed adultery. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So the person who spread this rumor, guess who? Same guy, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. He's the one who's going to spread this rumors, and it's going to create a lot of problems, inshallah, because this was one of the traumatic incident in the Seerah of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, especially personally, because this deal with the personal life of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his wife, you know, it's traumatic, extremely traumatic. So, and this incident, because of this incident, even you would find some group, so they'll call themselves Muslim, but yet they still deny that Aisha radiallahu anha was completely clear about this rumor. These rumors were completely false. The Quranic verses, 10 verses from Quran in Nur, Surah Nur, 10 verses came down to completely support Aisha about this lie against her. But yet you would find some people, some group of people who still deny these verses. Those people are kafir. Those people are disbeliever. One verse of Quran, not even one verse, one single word of Quran, you deny, you're a kafir. Simple as that. Simple as that. But Aisha herself, she's going to narrate the story as the first person. You will find this hadith in Bukhari, you will find the hadith in Muslim. And the hadith is almost like a 3 or 4 pages long. 3 or 4 pages long. She's the one and the time she's narrating the story, that was like a maybe 40 or 50 years later after the incident, but she still remember every details. Allah Akbar. That's how smart she was. Aisha radiallahu anha, she was extremely smart. So she's gonna explain the whole story that took place in details. Unbelievable. So inshallah, that would be the third incident. We're gonna talk about that, but we cannot fit that third incident in this video because the third incident might be even 2 video just by themselves. Just how details we want to give in the third incident, the slander of Aisha radiallahu anha, inshallah. So we're going to talk about that in our next video. That would be the third incident that took place after the battle of Muraysiya Banu Mustaliq, inshallah. So we're going to stop here. We say ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.